we'll get back to the sewing. Okay, so I have overlocked the shoulder seams on the top, the side seams including each side of the vent. I have done down the sides of the trousers just from 2 centimetres below where the notch was for the pocket opening and all the way down to the hem, but I've left the top half for now and I'll show you why once I'm inserting the pockets. I've done the crotch seams front and back, the pockets again all the way up to the notch, leaving the side sections here not overlocked, and I've done the overlocking on the sleeve as well. So what I'm going to do in this next bunch of sewing is attach the facing to the top. I'm going to attach the sleeves in. I'm going to finish off the vents at the sides of the top, do the hems, basically finish all the sewing. So do this last seam on the trousers here, put in the pockets, put in the sleeves, and yeah, and I'll also do a wee demonstration afterwards of how to do the pockets specifically, but next bunch of sewing is basically doing the last stint of sewing that there is to do. Okay, so I have done the wee vents, just top stitched the vents back so that that's now sitting like that. I've done the hem. Again, because it was already pressed, I just could stitch along that line there. Also inserted the sleeves, done the hem on those, and also overlocked the sleeve head as well on the inside. So all that's left for the top is to put on the facing, which I'll show you how to do. And then the other thing that I wanted to go over was so for the trousers, I've now done the centre seam here and overlocked it. Also finished the trouser bottoms, again with just a top stitch around the bottom to finish it off. So I'm just going to show you how to insert the pocket and to do the facing. So right, so for the pocket, you've got this gap here, and what I've done is I'm going to press open this bit here so that you've got basically 2 sides with a gap in the middle, so the gap's there. And with your pocket, what I've done is I've only overlocked to there so that you've basically got 2 flaps on either side with a hole in the middle. So again, what you're going to do is open up this one like this and line up one of the sides with that side there, so that you basically have them meeting like that. So you're going to leave the other 2 on the other side and just this side here, just sew that together. So I'm going to match where the stitching here is with the stitching on the trousers are. I'm going to match that up, so I'm going to flip that bit back. Can you see that? Flip that bit back there, and then I'm going to just be sewing along this line here. So I'm going to get my pocket, flip that back, match up my seams like that, and pop a wee pin in. Okay, and I'm going to do the same up here. Again, making sure that that's out the way. And then making sure the other side's out the way, matching that seam up. And popping in a wee pin up there. Might have to do a wee bit of rejigging now that I've done the top. There we go. Right, so we're going to line this up, and I'm just going to do a stitch line all the way up, matching up the edges and making sure that the other sides, which is going to make up the other half of the pocket, are out the way whilst I'm stitching. So like this. One side of the pocket in, and you'll see that if I turn that over, you've still got two edges here and here that haven't been stitched together, but you've got a stitched edge on the inside there. So I'm just going to join these other two edges together. Keeping to the 1 centimetre allowance and making sure I'm not catching the other seams. Okay. There we go. Right, and then the only other thing that you need to do is, when that's turned the right way out, back with the pockets in. So we're going to go to the front now, and you can see on the side that I've completed that I've done a wee top stitch just on the front side, so that stops that from lipping. So that, just to do a wee top stitch there. So to do that, I'm just going to pull this pocket out, pull the seam allowance to the pocket side, and just from the top of the gap down to the bottom, just do a wee top stitch. Again, keeping everything out of the way. And all the way down to the bottom. And there you got it. So that's your pocket now inserted. It just needs a wee press now. Okay, so now we're going to do the facing. So what I've done is I've matched your the right side of your fabric to the right side of the facing. So your interfacing should be facing up the way. I've then matched up the points at the front of the neckline and the shoulder seams, and I've started stitching around it a 1 centimetre allowance around it. So I'm just going to finish that just now. Okay, so once you've done that, remove all your pins. And you want to snip down, the very centre front here, that V at the very front. Preferably with a better pair of scissors than this one, but we'll make do with this. And then you want to snip at the shoulder seams, a couple of wee snips around there, and all around this curve around the back neckline here. So anywhere that's got a curve, you want to make a couple of notches just so that it'll sit flat. So I'll just notch all the way around the neckline like that. So you've got a couple of notches all the way around the neckline like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that in on itself and top stitch that down so that that will stay put inside of the top. And then what you've got is you can turn that in on itself. And give that a really good press as well so that that sits nice and flat, and that gives you a nice sharp edge line there. And then what I'm planning on doing is pressing this and then top stitching about 1/2 inch from the neckline so that that stops that facing from coming forward. So yeah, so once you press that, that's how you put your facing in. Job done. Okay, so that's the top stitching done. So you can see that that facing's now not going to lip out, and I've just stitched a 3 centimetre seam allowance all the way around the neckline there. So that's that top completed now, with all the overlocking done as well. So now it's just to finish off the waistband on the trousers. So on the pattern that we were given, an extra large requires a 94 centimetre waistband. Now, the only elastic that I had available is a 5 centimetre thick one. It actually needs to be 4, but for the purposes of this, it doesn't really matter. So basically what I've done is I've cut 94 centimetres but added 2 centimetres for a seam allowance and stitched that together at the back there so that that loop is now 94, but the cut length was 96. Then what I've done is I've placed that at the centre back and then halved it and put that at the centre front, and then halved it again and put those two at the sides, so that now what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlock the elastic to this whilst I stretch it, putting it through the overlocker, and then come back to the machine to top stitch it down so that you end up with a nice neat waistband. But I'm going to go and do the overlocking first, and then I'll come back to you to do the stitching as well. But that's how you set your waistband up. Okay, so as you can see, I'm overlocked while stretching the elastic through the overlocker, which has given me this nice kind of ruched edge now, which I'm now going to top stitch down so that the outside of the trouser just has the like kind of forms a waistband on the outside. So what I've done is I've turned the elastic back in on itself like this, so it looks like that for now. And then what I'm going to do is put it through the sewing machine while stretching it again, and top stitch round a waistband so that then it, you know, it stops it from kind of bagging over like that basically. Right, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to do like a 3.5 centimetre top stitch all the way around. Again, like I say, stretching it as it goes through the machine. So you'll excuse me, I've never made one like this before, so I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to work out, but we'll see how it goes. So and I also make sure that when I'm sewing that my needle, when I've finished sewing, is always down the way so that it doesn't jump around when you're trying to move to the next portion of it. So it means you can pull on that without it slipping if the needle's down. Take out the pins. Worked all right. So now the pattern did say that you put top stitch in up here as well, but I don't really see the point in that, so I've just done one. So that is your finished waistband. Ta-da! So now I'm going to go try this all with my husband and show you all what it looks like on. So this is the end result. Give us a twirl. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see the waistband. Waistband worked out okay. I don't think it needs that top stitch along the edge. Comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. And flap it down. Yeah, and that's the pockets at the front. And then the pockets at the back. Perfect. So yeah, so that is the full tutorial on how to make
NHS scrubs. So yeah, fantastic. See you next time.